What is up, Ham Radio? Kilo Echo 8, Papa Zoo November. Ham Radio Adventure Guy. Thanks for stopping by. Your one stop for everything Adventure Radio. It is Sunday, and that means it's time for the first shenanigans of the new year.
Shenanigans, a brand new one.
Brand new year for shenanigans.
Yes,
Hey, thank you very much, Chris, for the not almost off-stream super sticker. We got you in there in the intro. We didn't even know if we could pull that up during the intro, and it worked. So cool deal. And congratulations on 4 months of being a YouTube member. All right. So before we get started, we're gonna go over here and thank the guys that keep me going, keep me doing the things I do, and a big welcome to our newest Patreons, Pete Q November 8, Papa Yankee, my 1 watt wonder, and Kilo Delta 8 Def Delta Echo Foxtrot, newest Patreons. You guys make sure and get in on the benefits and use them, please. I definitely love to see my Patreons using their benefits. And we're going to head over to these guys, and this slowly getting bigger. We just need to fill that Poda Rover up. I like to challenge you guys to just by the next shenanigans to have that list almost full over there, because that one's looking a little slim. But all right, we got that, and then we're going to go to the new quarter. The new quarter. Thanks very much to Bruce for his off-stream donation to get the new quarter started. Chris's $5 is not in there yet, and so we got a familiar face right back in the top spot. You know, I almost feel sorry for Terry because he held that spot from pretty much beginning till the last Wednesday, and he ended up finishing third. So he's getting started early, and that's about it. And we got Dan, who finished on that top spot. Kilo Echo 4 Eastern Standard Time. I don't know
why did I put 8?
I don't know. I think Dan has been hanging around me too much.
I'm trying to move you. Holy crap!
That is crazy.
Yeah. Well, he'd still be in Eastern Standard Time, so that's good.
Then we got the Kapow and the Dan's Boo, Kilo Delta 9 Uniform Delta Victor. And then the last 5 spots is that big cluster of a tie. And there's a couple more that's in that tie, and then there's a couple that's right outside of that tie. So I don't look for there to be a tie for very long over there. Thank you guys very much. And Dan, you make me feel so much better by messing it up like that.
I'll tell you what.
If you watched my video last Thursday, which was my December update, I messed up Kilo November 4 Victor Kilo Whiskey Yankee X-Ray in not only the top hunters category, but in the park to park category. I messed her call signs up in both of them. So
that's great. It is episode 51, guys.
51
of Shenanigans, which means it's almost been an entire year you have been enjoying our shenanigans.
51 episodes.
How about that?
That's crazy.
Hi, Mom. Mom's in the chat.
Then Mom pops in the chat. And, you know, and speaking of things that's crazy, you know, we had 5 people finish the PZN challenge. And I'm really looking forward to seeing who's up for the challenge this year, because I told everybody it's going to be harder this year. I'm not giving those informational texts. Hey guys, you're not in, and I'm about to go QRT. I'm not calling people. I'm not doing nothing. It's either you pay attention, or, you know, that's right. I'm your Huckleberry, David. That is me. But it's going to be harder this year, and there's some special hard stuff coming up that's going to make it really, really hard for some of y'all to get me. But as of the first 7 days, you know what? Let's play a game. All right. In the chat, you give me the number of people that you think is still in the PZN challenge in the first 7 days. Let's see what the chat thinks. Dan was really good. Dan threw two numbers out at the same time, and one of them was the number.
I was close. And while we wait for that, I'm going to go ahead and throw this up here. I did fix it. Thank you, Michael. You are now back in Farland.
So Larry says 10. Toby says 1. Steve 27. Terry
40. Holy crap.
Wow. Michael says 34. 14 from Kilo Yankee 4 Golf Mike.
Yeah.
Who's changed his name on me.
15 from Peter. Ronnie says 9. Pete 35. Andy Cowley 17. My Antenna Guru number 8.
Kyle says 17.
Mom says 17. Kent 50. Holy crap.
Any more guesses? Because I've already made it. I've already made it harder. So far in the first 7 days, my first couple of activations, I've only did CW, and then in the afternoon I do sideband. I have yet to do an activation where I do both of them at once, where I'm hanging around. All right, that's enough guesses. We had a couple people that was close, but I'm going to say that Kyle and Andy Cowley is going to be the winner because I'm giving it closest without going over. There is currently 20 names still in the PZN challenge, and I'm going to give a couple of shout-outs out of those 20. Not that any of you guys are any less, but one of our co-hosts who ain't here tonight, Charlie United 3 Hotel Yankee, he's still in there, and he can only get me guys on 20 meters. So he doesn't have the 40-meter.
And he's in the Azores.
He don't have that 40-meter wonder window that the rest of you guys got. So he's still in there. And then, let's see, what else did I want to shout out? Oh, I know what I wanted to shout out. So when I said I was going to make it harder this year, some of you guys are listening, and this was kind of my plan. That's kind of why I've started this early morning CW stuff and then go into sideband in the afternoon. Because some of y'all starting to sweat it, I think, a little bit already. Because 2 people, I was big in getting people started in CW last year. 2 people has already started this year doing CW, and that would be Whiskey Zero, Charlie Golf Charlie, which threw me for a loop when he I made him send this call 3 times because I thought I was hallucinating. I thought I was on his moonshine. But he's got me twice now on CW, and then today Kilo 4 Lima India popped in on CW on me and surprised me. So I'm really, really excited to see the people, start doing some CW. And, hopefully you're just learning CW to learn CW. But if you're learning it just to make sure you stay in PZN Challenge, that makes me feel even better. So
how does he whisper on CW?
That's why it's so easy for me to hear him because it's whispering, it's in dots. It's like and one more shout out in the 20, and that is our newest Patreon, Q in November 8, Papa Yankee, who has got me every day this year on 1 watt. 1 watt amazing. Every day this year.
That is amazing. We might have a new 1 watt slayer in the house.
He's putting PP Man to shame. Like he's done threw down the gauntlet on the PP Man because PP Man was too scared to even do it. So good stuff. And for the rest of you that's still in the challenge, I appreciate all y'all. It's a lot of fun. I'm glad the Vista's starting to come down a little bit because I'm starting to know who's who. Now I do consciously go to 20 meters at least once a day to make sure to give Mike the opportunity to get in. But typically that's about it. Once a day is what he's pushing between him and Papa Yankee doing the 1 watt. They're pushing the hardest levels right now because he has to pay attention just that one activation that I hit 20 meters. And 1 watt, that's rough getting in sometimes. So,
everybody right now, lick that like button.
Yeah, lick that like button. And listen, you better do that because that's going from Kilo Oscar 4 fart sniffing zebra.
Oh, I got something in the mail from him. The fart sniffing zebra. Yes, sir.
What did you get in the mail?
The 9-to-1 NFED. The 9-to-1 NFED. Listen to me. What the hell am I talking about? The 9-to-1 unun that you can use for your Eagle One or whatever other vertical you have, random wire, not random wire, vertical. 9-to-1.
There we go.
I needed one that had SO239 on both ends. So these are on his website now. So go pick one up.
Okay. So basically, you're not even connecting it to the wiring on the antenna. You're just running it coax to coax.
Yep. My old one, I had it where I could move the actual wire over to the unknown and then move the coax over to the unknown. And this way, I can just run it completely through the unknown if I have to. So.
You know, that is not a nice hat, Dan. I totally disagree with it.
Absolutely beautiful.
But you know what? Since he said that, Dan, if you will look up, I'm trying to think the name of that generator. It's a generator that where people put the word in the chat, and it picks from the people that does it. If you'll look that up and can download that, maybe we'll give away some garbage like that. Because
you have some.
We should give away some garbage. You know, I might have an icon mouse pad, as well as an icon sticker that we could give away.
I didn't know you had one.
Yeah, I didn't either. So I thought when I found it, I was like, what is this garbage doing in my house? This is probably what's causing the high noise level. I was like, I gotta get rid of this.
What word do you want to use?
Oh, did you find it already?
I mean, I'm fast like that.
Wow. Well, let's see here. Let's go with garbage.
All caps.
Yeah. Bring up the generator on the screen.
Yeah. Let me see what it does here.
That's right. Cover that hat. Steven has spoken with the.
Oh man, I don't have all my hats here, dude. Hold on a second. I gotta share my other screen here.
All right. So that will be the word. If you want to win some garbage.
Yeah, I don't have any more hats, buddy. I'm sorry. Yeah, see if it works. Let's see if it works. Entry. Yeah. Hey, it's all right. It's counting. Cool.
This is the slowest I've ever seen people post stuff in the chat.
I know. Well, they don't know what they're going to win. That's the hard part.
Nobody even wants stuff.
Nobody even wants garbage.
I showed them what they were going to win, and it's garbage. So you're getting both items in one.
Hey.
I ain't dare waste some postage twice.
Do you think Terry's over there right now going, I wonder what I'm sending out?
That's the only reason why Terry is trying to win it. That way he knows he don't have to mail it.
Oh, that'd be great.
Oh, hopefully Terry's knee is doing a little bit better as well.
Oh. We got 20.
I'm pretty sure I've got a new park every day this year. Not a new park in overall, but new for in general, like for this year. At least one every day of the year. I think. I ain't gonna swear to that.
I don't know if I do or not. I swore that I wasn't gonna do that after I did it a little bit last year, and it drove me absolutely crazy.
Oh yeah, well I'm not doing it either, but I'm just I'm playing with it a little bit.
All right, 22 entries so far.
You know that the Steven guy that threw out that super chat. You know, maybe he took me for real when I threw out the challenge. You know that I want somebody to try to take over the kingdom. That way we can battle next year.
Yeah. Oh, PP man with the super sticker.
Looky
he wants
there.
Garbage.
Looky there. You know, Steven's been doing a lot of QRP. And we give PP Man crap, and PP Man made sure to get that extra cent in on him to say, my signal is better than yours. Thank you very much, PG Man. All right. I don't know how many.
Got 25 right now in there.
How many people are watching live right now?
40.
Oh my God! You know what? The people who's not done this, I appreciate you guys because you guys don't even want that crap in your house.
That's not how you spell it, David. It's close. Oh, that's great.
Hold on. You know what? I should probably enter it too, shouldn't I?
Oh yeah. Win your own garbage.
That way I don't even have to take it to Terry. So I'll throw my entry in there too.
Oh my goodness. All right, 26 now. Win you some garbage. Write garbage in the chat. If it's for this hat I'm wearing, I'm not even going to wash it. I'm going to send it to you with sweat stains and everything.
No, I'm just saying your hat's garbage. Is what I'm saying, pretty much. There you go. Pete says he don't need garbage. I don't either. That's why I'm getting rid of it. I didn't even know it was in my house, and I was cleaning out some of the drawers the other day. And I was like, "What is this crap?" All right,
28.
Let's go with it.
All right, here we go. Oh, there's more. Wait a minute. All right, got 30. All right, here we go. I'm rolling it. Let's see who the lucky winner is. Michael, KE8EST.
KE8EST. Eastern Standard Time. There
Heck
we
yeah.
go. All right, Eastern Standard Time. Congratulations. You won some garbage.
That is excellent.
The icon sticker and an icon mouse pad.
Very nice.
Oh, and I get it out of my house so the noise level will go down.
Yeah.
Might be able to hunt a little bit better.
I'm going to draw it again just to see who would have won the second time. Not that it matters, but let's see.
Not that it matters because there's nothing else to give away.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Get some garbage. Very good. Very good.
Anyway. So how's the first week of the year treated you, Dan?
It's at -3 dB. That's funny. It's been going good, man. Other than feeling under the weather, I've had some kind of upper respiratory chest head crap since down near the first, just lingering on me. And but now I got to hunt in at least every day, so I'm still in the unofficial belly sprot, and well, lots of new to me parks. So I'm not pushing it this year. Whatever comes, when I feel like hunting a few, I'll hunt a few. I'm not really going for any big numbers or anything.
Can you tell me who you hunted on the first? Because I'm going to tell everybody to put them in their no hunt list.
Yeah, well, it's not you.
I know. That's what I'm saying. You didn't hunt me on. You didn't hunt me on the first.
Which is funny because you hunted me on the first. But I didn't hunt you.
Yeah. I did. Do you see why I don't hunt people? Do you see?
They never return the favor.
I'm being nice, and I go out and hunt this guy, and he didn't hunt me back. So
that's right. But no, we've been just churning. I've been doing more CW than voice. So.
I'll tell you what. Since it's shenanigans, I'll tell you what I did to Brian. I don't know if he's in the chat right now or not, but Brian was activating. Yeah, and I turned on the radio and I was listening to his pile up, and it was going pretty good. And all of a sudden, I went, "Royal truffle butter," and he said, "Oh, hold on, the king is in the house hunting me." And he made a big ordeal. It's like, "Thank you very much for hunting me. It's a rare occasion." But it was great. I broke his pile up with royal truffle butter.
James uses a 706 Mark II-G. Those are nice radios, actually. I've never owned one, but back in the day, I've used one. When I say back in the day, I'm talking about early 2000s. I want to say, and I like those.
And just so you know, James, I don't really think that Icons are garbage. They just can't break a pile up like a Yaesu can. They got a good receive on them. Got a beautiful screen. And Dan says with 1500 watts to break any pile up you want.
That's right. That is right. So will a Yaesu. Heck, so will a KX2 if you hook it up to it. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I'm about to prove you wrong about that Yaesu thing because I don't even need 83 watts.
Yeah, that's assuming it turns on.
Do what?
That's assuming it turns on.
It turns on. It just goes off. It just goes off when I talk into it. I haven't even looked at it right now since I've been home. I was like, yeah, I'll deal with it after the stream.
That's a weird problem. I've never had that happen to my Icon.
Yeah, my fourth activation of the day. You know, my fourth activation because I said I'm not doing as much this year, and I'm not. I can tell I'm not.
Yeah.
But you know, I've been averaging 3 or 4 a day, and that's light for me. But my fourth activation, it got to the point where almost every time I talk into the mic, my radio would turn off and turn back on. So I'm figuring I've got to shorten my power cable or something. I may shut it in the door.
Was the battery dipping at all?
The battery wasn't dipping. The battery was fine. Yeah. The battery was 100% fine. So that's what makes me wonder, you know, well, what is it?
Did you pay the monthly fee that you have to use to run the Yaesus, or?
I don't pay no fees to use no Yaesu.
Oh, wait a minute. We have a serious question on Shenanigans here. All right. FT710 to replace his 706 Mark II-G. Yay or nay? I don't know enough about either one of them to give an informed opinion.
Well, I'm going to say yay for sure. Because even though I haven't used the Icon one, I have used the 710, and it is a super nice radio. And actually, if Golf Alpha Reese Cup is in the chat, he will claim that I sounded better on the 710 than I have any other radio.
So. Michael says yes for sure. Charlie Golf Charlie says Yaesu works well for activations. Oh, I love my Yaesu. That's all I activate with. Well, not all. Sometimes I'll bring my 7300 out. But.
Just ask some folks. Thank you very much for the super chat. Charlie Golf Charlie.
All right. Yes, for sure on the replacement. Yeah.
You know, if somebody would like to send me a 710 for me to do more research for him, I will gladly do that for him.
My boo says he's had that issue before. Reconnecting the 4-pin connector fixed the issue on his 991. Might be.
So you just unplugged it and reconnected it, Stephen?
Do you leave your 4-pin connected all the time on the back of your radio, or you take it off?
No, I take it off every time.
So put it in the box.
Yeah, and take it off every time. Somebody, I seen a thing. I can't remember. I can't remember which site I seen it on, but somebody was talking about. He used a certain microphone, and he used it for the DX10 and the 991A. But he wanted to know if there was some kind of splitter or mic switcher where he could switch it back and forth between the two radios, because he didn't want to take his microphone in and out of his radio that much because he's scared it'll wear out. And my head hurt.
Yeah.
1,615 times last year did the microphone go in and out of my radio. I'm pretty sure you're safe taking it out every now and then. It's actually more than that, because if you think about it, because when I would come home, I would put it back in the radio again and use the radio at the house if I use it. Or even if I didn't use it, it still went. That's what's crazy. I rarely hunt, but the first thing I do when I come in the door most of the time is set the radio right back up in case I need it for an emergency, you know.
Do you have those removed before flight stickers on it? Just in case?
It's funny. Even though it's not set up right now, because I know I got to play with it. So.
Yeah, I mean, start with the obviously the pins on the power pole for your radio power cable, and also the 4-pin. Make sure they're all tight.
Yeah, well, I had that once. Had that once before where one of my power pole connections was loose.
Yeah, it happened at Huntsville. All I did was move the battery, and your whole radio is shut off. I was like,
yeah.
What?
And it's probably that same cable.
Yeah.
So
I didn't do anything to fix it because I didn't have my crimpers or anything there. All I did was shove it back up in there real good.
that's probably what it is, because I probably never fixed it after that, and it's probably pulled back out.
Yeah.
So technically, for those of you who was in my pilot today, and when I went QRT to having issues, you can send Dan some very strongly worded emails.
That's right. About
not fixing my cable when he had the opportunity to do it. So everybody make sure and send Dan an email tonight. Send him graphic pictures. Send Dan emails with graphic pictures of how upset you are.
Yeah, you got to get the whole.
And Dan will pick his favorite graphic picture.
And we'll feature it next Shenanigan.
And feature it next week.
Absolutely. That'll be our special episode 52, the 1-year episode. Yeah.
When I say graphic picture, it must be YouTube accessible for him to feature it.
Or I can modify it and
there we go.
Censor it some. Yeah, that's right.
Next serious question: how do you feel about QRP? All right. So almost every time I do CW, I do QRP. I'm a QRO person, but I am obsessed with QRP radios. I have quite a few QRP radios now, and am not done. So, QRP can get it done. We just had Pete has hunted me every day this year on 1 watt. PP Man, to my knowledge, is only activating QRP this year, even though he hardly ever activates. But that's another story. It's because he's old and decrepit. But there's nothing wrong with QRP.
How do I feel about QRP? Do we really want to go here?
Now, if you're going on a rove and you're wanting to hurry, I feel like you're wasting your time. Unless you're doing CW. CW, I have no issues whatsoever. I did 12 summits last year, all QRP, besides one. And that's when I was in Huntsville. And that's because I got to do it right there where I was staying pretty much. But all QRP, all CW have never struggled. You only have to get 4 contacts in soda, and I don't think I have any under 14 or 15. So sideband, maybe I should do some more QRP sideband just to show PP Man how it's done again. Maybe that's what I should do. Matter of fact, I was just talking to PP Man a little bit ago. And just for giggles this year, because he's done it before. I think he's done it 4 times now. Just for giggles this year, I'm going to do a 1/10 of a watt activation. And he don't want me to do it just CW. He wants me to do sideband. And I plan on having a pile up during this 1/10 of a watt activation. just to show PP Man how it's done.
My thoughts on QRP activating, I love it. I love it because it's not my problem if you can hear me or not. Because I'll go out there and have fun one way or the other. As a hunter, I can't stand it. I can't stand hunting QRP. I can't not stand it.
I definitely. Hey, thank you very much for the super chat, Stephen. Stephen, I'll tell you what. No, I ain't gonna tell you that because you'll hold me to it. I know you.
Did you say you were going to do a QRP activation in 1/10 of a watt and get 200 QSOs?
No, I did not say that.
I could have swore I heard that.
No.
What you're saying, you're smarter than I am.
I don't have.
You wouldn't say anything like that.
I don't have 15 minutes to waste, Dan.
Man, I've hunted PP Man 445 times. That's 444 more times than I thought I would ever be able to hear you, dude.
So the reason PP Man, I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all, the reason why PP Man knows that number off the top of his head is he's been researching how many times people have hunted him, because he's just looks up to the king like he is just his savior, and he's like, I think I'm going to make a challenge coin too. So PP Man has now made a good looking challenge coin, and I don't know the number that he's going to choose to give them out.
It has. He does.
But he's got a good looking challenge coin, and some of you guys, I know some people are pretty close to getting it if he decides on the number that I told him to probably be pretty good.
Yeah. I really like that challenge.
David said 443 with an SCR.
Yeah. About right. Yeah.
I'm your Huckleberry.
I'm your Uncle Terry.
PP Man, I'll even do better than this, PP Man. I got a challenge for you. Since you want me to do this 1/10 of a watt activation, I challenge you to get me during the 1/10 of a watt activation on a 1/10 of a watt.
Oh, 1/10 of a watt to a 1/10 of a watt. That's like touching swords.
That'll be like the QRP call that shook the world.
I know, right? Everybody in the middle will be covering their ears.
Charlie Golf Charlie won't even be able to whisper his way through that.
That's right. Yeah. Call sign for Ham Alert. You want here, I'll write them in here. You want that one? And you want to make sure I type X-ray, not Zulu. And you want that one.
So if you put that first one in your ham alerts, there is a disclaimer warning that I'm going to go ahead and give you. Your phone will go off a lot. Not as much as last year. People are probably like, is my phone still working? It only goes off like half as much as it did last year.
I just got a message on another platform from somebody who said a 1/10 of a watt to a 1/10 of a watt is called QRP docking. Go figure. Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'm curious. out of the people who's in the chat, how many of you can really tell that I'm not as active as last year? I'm just curious.
I didn't hear you at all in the first, so I don't know. I don't think you are.
I know some of you can tell. Like Terry. Terry's going to be able to tell because he's not getting 45 contacts a day from me on one band. Gar says he can. PP Man says he can. Eastern Sam.
Well, you really can't compare it to late last year, Brent, because he was pushing for 100,000. More like middle of last year compared to. But yeah, I've noticed just from the number of spots that my phone's been going off on ham alerts. I've noticed it.
And it's not like I must have been insane last year because I'm still doing like 3 parks a day. Has anybody else in the chat averaged activating 3 parks a day for the first 7 days?
No. If you were in Georgia, you'd blow up a damn gold museum, wouldn't you?
Oh.
Oh.
3 on weekends. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm still averaging 3 a day, y'all. What the real problem is I'm averaging at least 3 a day. It's 3 or 4 a day, and you guys that haven't learned CW are missing a lot of them because you're not getting those CW. You're not even looking at those CW spots. Because normally I get 2 to 3 minimum CW every day, and yeah, they're not that long because again, once the pile up stops, I'm about done. So, well, I ain't gonna say that I'll do more, but I am gonna say I'm enjoying it while it's cold. When it starts to get warmer, you'll probably notice that I will be more active. But I'm not going to worry about numbers. I'm letting some other people have some numbers this year, and see if anybody can be competitive for next year. I'm challenging you guys. There we go. David only monitors CW spots. So I guarantee he don't think I'm less busy than last year.
I got him this morning on CW, and he asked me, what did he ask me? He sent, "How are you doing?" And I had copied that.
There you go.
And I sent back, like, kind of stunned. It took me a minute. Like, did I really just understand that? And I sent back, "I'm okay, but I think I messed up the K and okay." And I was like, did I really just? No, I didn't. What?
See, that is a classic PZN right there, because you had copied something really, really, that you wouldn't normally hear, but then you mess up something stupid like a K. It would be even better if you would have messed up a W.
Yeah.
The K is worse for me because it's the first letter in my call.
Dude, W's and D's throw me for a loop, and I got them in my damn call sign. But if I hear somebody else send them to me, I really have to think about it. I don't know why those 2 letters just always get me.
You know what really messes with me? Zero beaters.
Oh God.
I don't know how many times I got to say it.
Ugh.
I will go QRT on a pileup when there's like 10 people at the end of a pileup and they're still all zero beating me.
Dude, it's crazy.
I'm like, all right, forget it. I've only got 30 contacts on CW. I'm good.
Mm-hmm. No, Brent, 4s and 8s don't bother me. 8s and 9s I get confused sometimes, but I hear 4 enough where 4 is kind of natural.
The one that messes with me the most in numbers is 7.
I thought you were about to say 6.
7 gets me. 6 would be my second worst.
I got over my 6 hump. I got 6s down really good right now because I got over my 6 hump about 6 months ago, where everybody I work, they got a signal report of 569. So I forced myself to send a 6 like for a week straight.
And I'll tell you another thing that really bothers me too in CW. And listen, and I'm not downing anybody who's trying to learn CW, because I'm all for you guys learning CW and learning and getting in my log. But if you can't copy very good, if you can only copy your call sign, and that's about it, do not answer to a question mark that you don't know what was before it, because you're slowing people down. Like it never fails that I'll be like, Echo Bravo question mark, and 4 people will come back with out an Echo or a Bravo in their call. And I'm not going to take you even if I hear you. I'm going to go back to that Echo Bravo question mark. And if I don't hear them, I'm going to start calling CQ again.
I was telling that to PP Man the other day. I said, learn your call sign like the back of your hand, because once you get used to it, I don't care how fast you send it to me. It's like saying my name. I mean, now I can just hear it. And especially parts of it. Like if you send a 4 Delta question mark, I know it's probably for me, or Alpha November question mark.
Do you remember when you first started and somebody was sending your call back to you, and you were copying it down?
Yeah.
Because you thought it was their call.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of copying your own call sign down, so I'm at my activation last weekend. I think it was last weekend. I'm calling CQ POTA on CW, and somebody called me with my call sign first and then sent, this is their call sign. So I started typing my own call sign in a logger, just like I do in sideband when people do that crap to me. And I'm like, oh, come on now.
Yep. I can remember doing it like many a times. Because when I first started, I was bad about as I'm hearing it, typing it in. Now I won't do that. Unless it's something that I'm just really have. If I've question marked you like 3 times, I'm probably typing it in, because I'm making sure that I'm getting something.
My attention span. I need to work on my attention span is what it is. I can get your prefix. Say if you got like a 1x3 call sign. So unless I've worked you a lot, I'll get the Kilo Echo 8, and then I question mark you to get the suffix part of it. It's just I can't retain that much in my brain right now.
Hey, welcome to the YouTube channel members, Corey. Dan's going to note that call down and look and see if you're already in Discord, and give you a tier over there. And if you're not already in Discord, Dan's going to drop the link in the chat so you can join.
Drop the link in the chat. That's right.
Yeah, because you get more benefits over there.
He is. Man, you've been in there a year, dude. He's been in our Discord a year. Thank you.
Good deal. That shows you how many people's in Discord. I don't have a clue who all's in there half the time.
I'm your Huckleberry.
Awesome, man.
So you just got to roll in Discord, and that'll get you into some YouTube voice channels, and you'll get access to a channel that gives my daily updates. Well, they're supposed to be every day. Sometimes they're every 2 days, but I'm slacker like that sometimes. I do got some exciting stuff for later in this week coming up, but I can't talk about it.
Hold on, we got a good question here.
Oh,
this is actually Shenanigans, but we do answer real questions. Yeah. It's not hard to explain. Tell me if this is hard to explain, but what is zero beat? Okay. So zero beating is when you transmit exactly on the operator's frequency they are sending on. So let's say I'm on 40 meters sending on 7045 CW. If you send on 7045, you are zero beating me. So basically the tone, if you have a lot of people on the exact same frequency, all on 7045, sending all at the same time, they're all going to be the same pitch to the activator. So it's going to sound like just one long da. There's not going to be any kind of separation. There's not going to be any different voices, so to speak. Okay. Where if you shift up or down just a couple of hertz, even like 5 hertz up, 10 hertz up, just a couple either way, your pitch is going to raise or lower to the activator's ears because you're not going to be directly on his frequency. So now you have a different voice, and he'll be able to pick you out of the the pile a lot better.
Absolutely, and welcome Dean to the YouTube member. And Dan will now search for your name.
That's right. For Alpha Delta Juliet, that is familiar. You have been with us 3 months in Discord. Thank you very much, sir.
So basically, what Dan's saying is absolutely true. So, and it really upsets you because you'll hear like a Kilo Echo station, then all of a sudden all the zero beaters come in. So I'll hear Kilo Echo.
It's exactly what it sounds like. Yeah.
And for people that don't know, what they're doing and stuff, they're like, why is he not answering? He's got a huge pile up. Why does he just keep calling CQ? Because everybody's calling on top of everybody, zero beating.
Look at some of James's past CW videos that he's put out. It might have been a short or even a full video, but he has one that you hear his side of that train wreck, and you'll hear exactly what I'm talking about. It just sounds like one big long dog.
That's just like, even if people's calling at the same time, if they're not zero beating, I'm that rare breed of CW guy that tries to transition over to efficiency of a sideband activation. And just today, I almost went on my biggest run ever. So I worked Kilo Niner Alpha Echo Echo, and I also heard Kilo November 4 Victor Kilo Yankee. So I went ahead and worked 10 straight after that. And of course, I know if I work Yankee, Whiskey and X-rays in there. So I worked those two. And I also heard EST. So I knew I went Kilo Echo 4 Eastern Standard Time, but he didn't answer. I'm calling you out right now because you want ICOM stuff. So I'm calling you out. You could have gotten through that pile up a lot sooner because I actually had, I was like, oh my God, I just heard 3 calls.
You did that today with me, Kent, and the Pearsons and somebody else, I think.
Yeah, I'm getting better and better at it. I can't wait for today to where every time I go dit that I pick out 3 calls just like I do in my sideband stuff.
That'd be great.
That's my ultimate goal with CW. People's like, why does James say he wants to get better? He did 20,000 CW contacts last year because I want to do it efficiently. I want people to listen to my CW pilots and be like, holy crap, what is this guy, a robot?
Welcome, James. Another James. You get confused with all these James. Let's see, Chris joined too. Welcome, Chris.
So, yeah. Good stuff, It's funny because I went to my club meeting last night, and you guys was joking with me because we got a bunch of new members, and they said, yeah, this is our vice president, James, said he had brain surgery, about 10 years ago, and they put the AARL database in his head, so he already knows your call sign.
All right. If you're on 7045, should you do 7045.5? No. Let me explain why. The standard filter for CW that the most people run, I would say, is a 500K filter. So 705.5 is going to be right on the edge of their filter if they're zeroed on 7045. If you move your VFO, all right, see if I can explain this. If you move your VFO off frequency, it's going to change what you hear as well. So it's going to change the activator's pitch in your ears. The better way to do that is to leave your VFO on 7045. If you're on a Yaesu, use your transmit clarifier and then shift up or down using your transmit clarifier. That will let you transmit up or down from 7045, but your receive stays on 7045. If you're on an ICOM, it's the transmit delta does the same thing. And don't go that far. Go to like 7045.1 or 7045.03 or even like 704. What would that be? 704.4 0.09, I guess would be down that way. I mean, you can go lower or up to about 500 hertz as a standard filter. Now some activators, they got their filters tighter, and you just got to figure out where those are.
And Dan does it with the clarifier. I actually do use my VFO, and if you go like up 0.1, you're not going to hear that much of a difference.
Yep, just enough to change your pitch. That's right.
Because
after a while, dude, if you pick the same pitch over and over and over and over and over again, and you work an activator at that same offset over and over and over and over and over again, that becomes almost your voice. Where if they hear just a couple letters out of your call sign at that particular pitch, they can pretty much pick you out of that pileup and know what you.
Is it above it that makes it higher, or does above it make it lower?
When I shift up, it gets higher to you.
Okay. So
for me, I think it depends on the receiver, because it's weird because it's higher to you on your Yaesu, but if I listen to myself on an SDR, it's lower.
Okay, because Dan has a great pitch when he comes through to me. I can get him pretty much in most pileups. I think he struggled through one maybe today that he was in there a little bit late.
Yeah.
But I like the higher tones coming back to me. And I think that's because I'm deaf in my right ear, but it can hear extremely high tones. So I'm thinking I'm getting a little bit of extra hearing because I'm actually using two ears if you're going higher. That's just my opinion.
But yeah, as long as you send, I mean, never zero beat, unless you're on 60 meters. I mean, can we go ahead and put that in there? Because we do have to say that. If you're on 60 meters sending CW, you have to zero beat, unfortunately, because the FCC says CW must be sent in the center of that channel only. It has to be the exact center of the channel. Just FCC rules, right? But on anything else, I'll unless I totally forget, which isn't very often, I'll never zero beat. I don't care if I'm the only one calling you and you've been calling CQ for 2 hours and nobody's answering. I'm still not going to zero beat you. But it's just a simple way for you to get a different pitch than everybody else, to give yourself a different quote unquote voice on CW.
Yeah, I never hunt an activator zero beating them. Never. You know, like I said, even if you just shift up that 0.1, that little bit not only is going to help you get through the pilot faster, but it's going to help the activator get you that much easier. But if there's 10 or 15 people zero beating, I don't care where the rest of you are setting. I can't hear nothing because of the lids.
Yeah. And go back and search some of James's videos he has here on YouTube, and and Thomas too, K4SWL, definitely. Listen to his pileups that he gets, and there's people that zero beat him left and right, and you'll hear how much of a miserable pain in the butt it is for the activator when they get a zero beat bunch of people trying to call them at the same time, because they can't make anything out. And the most they can do is just sit there and send nothing and hope somebody else just sends in the clear. Because if they send a question mark, that zero beat mess is going to come right back to them. So
sounds like a good short for my Tuesday drop.
Yeah,
is just doing another one of my zero beat pileups. That's right.
Says those 7610s are never on free. That's true, mine's not. Especially on sideband. All right, so check this out. Radio manufacturers. I know every radio manufacturer on the planet watches Shenanigans, as you should. Thank you very much, first of all, for your support. Secondly, if you're a radio manufacturer, it's not hard in firmware. If I'm on a Yaesu and I have my transmit clarifier set to whatever, or if I'm on my ICOM and I have my transmit delta set to whatever, if I change modes, clear my offset for me. There's no reason for me to have an offset on CW, switch to sideband mode, and an offset stick around. Just clear it for me. It's a simple firmware fix. Because I always forget to do it, and then when I hunt an activator on the sideband, they'll be like, "You sound like you're off frequency." Well, yeah. Sorry, I am.
Now here's the thing. So the ICOM don't have the where you switch between the A and B band, and it keeps your settings.
It does, but I don't use my A and B like yours. I use my A and B for my receive loop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, for me, I don't have to worry about that kind of stuff because, you know, you can ask Dan. I'll get very anal if you've touched my A and B band button.
It's actually pretty funny.
Because CW is B band, sideband is A band,
yeah.
and they're totally different settings for me. So if you go messing with that stuff, I get extremely. I'm anal about my radio. Period. Just like I totally let it because we was talking about Winterfield Day coming up at the club meeting, and you know one of my radio will be one of the stations we're using, and different people be using it. And I told everybody at the meeting, and I even said a name. I said, "Don't be this person, and change all my settings in my radio. If you have to change something for your preference, just change it back because I don't know what you changed." And you're going to mess with me for like 40 minutes trying to get my radio back right.
Wasn't it last year after Winterfield Day you ended up having to like reset yours to default?
Yeah, and totally redo it. Yes, absolutely.
I would take the 991A out there and not that dang DX10, to be honest.
You know, I'm thinking about it. You know, it depends.
Yeah.
If it's going to be super, super, super cold, I'm taking the 991A.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know why they don't implement that in firmware. It sounds maybe it's so easy that it's hard to do. I don't know, but it sounds like something real simple. If the mode changes, clear the offsets. Both transmit and receive offsets. Just clear them if the mode changes.
See, I don't know if my radio does that or not because I use A and B.
Yep.
Except for there's one exception. When I go from 40 meters to 60 meters, I will do 60 meters SSB and CW on the same mode because it's already there. I'm doing the same frequency. All I'm doing is switching the mode pretty much.
I think we have time for it. We can squeeze one more in here. Next serious question, FT991A or the 710? Ooh, that's a tough one.
For what? For what?
I assume POTA.
For POTA, if you don't need the 2 meter in it, you're going to get better. You're going to be able to receive a lot better and have better filtering in the 710. I would say 710 all day long. And I love my 991A. I've got over 1,000 activations on it. So, but the 710, it's not a DX10. But so here I'll give it to you in you got the 991A and you have the DX10. The 710 is in the middle of those two.
Yeah.
So, you know, you take that for what you want out of it.
Just get you a 101 MP and tote it to the park, man. It'll be all right.
Yeah, no. Don't do that.
The 991A does have a great tuner. That's true. That is very true.
You know, I've never noticed a difference in my 991A tuner and my DX10 tuner.
It's probably the same tuner, to be honest.
I love my 991A though.
Like, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if the tuner in the 7300 and the 7610 is the same tuner.
My audio in my DX10 is modeled off of my audio from my 991A. It's not set up the same,
Yeah.
but I literally took and had Discord on the radio helping me get that audio to where I can switch back and forth between either radio and you won't know which one I'm on. Good stuff. All right, we are at the top of the hour, and I know Frank or Charlie's probably getting ready to stream. So, Dan, you got anything coming up?
Not a lot. Just work next week and hopefully feel better and finally get rid of this chest cold I got. So I'm on the upswing. So not coughing nearly as much, but it still hurts like hell every time I do. So
Good
work
deal.
to that and hunt where I can and hopefully hear everybody on the air.
All right, so for myself, first off, thank you very much for all the new YouTube members. Make sure and check out your benefits in Discord. And if I here's the thing, YouTube members has a channel, has video channels over there, and Patreons have video channels over there. That the Patreon channels get used more. But if myself or Dan ever sees somebody hanging out in a video, a YouTube member video channel, we're going to pull you over into the Patreon room because you have the right to be there just the same. So make sure and use that because you can learn a lot of stuff. You can also see how annoying some of us are when we get in there and act fools. But it's a lot of fun. So make sure and check out your benefits. And I appreciate you guys. As far as for what's coming up, I'll be activating every day this year. Imagine that.
Really?
Tomorrow I drop a TikTok, and Tuesday I drop a short. Hopefully Tuesday I'm going somewhere to set something up for later in the week. That's I'm not allowed to talk about. I was told I'm not allowed to talk about.
Peru?
Huh?
Peru?
Yeah, I'm not allowed to talk about Peru.
Okay, sorry.
But Wednesday I'll be streaming. Thursday I drop a video, and the weekend I'm filming. Thank you guys very much for the support tonight, and you guys have a good evening. 73.
See ya.